Hey guys, it's Crystal back with another video for you. Today I will be putting together this engine stand and taking apart this engine, so stay tuned to see how it goes. So just a little backstory before I get into all this. I started taking apart the engine, and while I was doing so, I realized that I needed an engine stand. So I went to Harbor Freight and I got an engine stand, started putting it all together, and at the very end of the whole process, I realized that it was wobbly and that the holes weren't aligning properly. So such a headache and a half. I went back to Harbor Freight and exchanged it for another one. So I do have that here today. I'm hoping that this one is not defective, but yeah. Cross your fingers, guys. On the last jack that I had, the welds were so bad that you could not see straight through this hole here. So I'm just kind of going through and making sure that all these look okay. So far so good, which is a relief. So I'm just skipping ahead a little bit just to make sure that I'm not wasting my time again. So bear with me. Still good. And still good. So time to try and get this together and see how it looks. Alrighty, so now I am just getting the bolts tightened down on the casters. So far, guys, everything is looking good. So I am very, very happy about that. So I'm just gonna finish getting everything tightened down and check back in with you to let you know the progress. Okay, so the mounting plate is all assembled. Everything seems to be aligning perfectly. This is what was giving me problems on the last stand. These holes right here in particular were not lining up properly and the welds were really, really bad overall. So let me just make sure everything fits. Cool. That just slides in like so. I'm gonna go ahead and lock it into place. And then I have this here that I'm just gonna go ahead and stick through these holes. Sorry, that's really bad. What's really cool about this engine stand is that when you need to rotate it, you just take out this pin here, you use this to rotate, and then you can lock it back into place with the pin and you are all set and it doesn't move anymore. But I know you all are experts and you know how to use an engine stand, but for any of my newbies, that is why these are very useful. So yeah, basically the first stand that I got from Harbor Freight was not good. I took it back, no questions asked. They were super, super helpful. Got the same stand, but just another one, and this one is perfect. So I guess that's kind of the downfall of Harbor Freight products. They're really hit or miss. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. So luckily I landed a good one that hopefully is going to continue to deliver. Okay guys, so sad day. This is gonna be hopefully another video where you learn from my mistakes. So as I was attempting to get the mounting plate onto the engine, I learned that the transmission bolts that I bought for the bottom part are not long enough. So this is what I have for the top and these are the bottom. They are relatively the same size, but I am gonna need longer bolts. It is currently raining outside, guys. I don't really feel like going out to Lowe's to get new ones at this time, but just so you know, if you want to do this, you're going to need some longer transmission bolts. So anyway, I will go ahead and save putting the engine onto the stand for another video. But we can start tearing into the head of the engine today, so let's get started on that. Okay, so like I said, guys, in the past, this will be my first time rebuilding an engine. So I actually went ahead and got this book. It's how to rebuild a B series engine, which has actually come in handy. So it's like a step-by-step guide on what to do and how to do everything. So as you can see here, for example, this is a distributor. So each time I take something off, I go ahead and I put it in a Ziploc bag. Along with all the bolts that went along with it, just so I can try and stay organized and keep everything nice and neat and not lose anything, because that would be horrible. So I've already gone through and I just have a bunch of things taken off in the baggies. So that's kind of something nice. If you guys have any tips for me, or if you see something so far that doesn't look right, please let me know. Again, this is my first time and I'm just trying to go by the book here. So I'm all for the tips that you may have. So I've already taken the valve cover off, and I mean, I'm still pretty new at this, but that looks pretty clean to me. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. So, yeah, no, everything pretty much looks good. The oil doesn't look too grimy or anything. So, the one thing that I did notice that is different is the cam seal here. It is actually a Skunk 2 cam seal. So, that's just something I wanted to point out. That lets me know that someone has been in here and dabbled with it a little bit, which maybe is why it's so clean. The head is so much cleaner than the block. So again, somebody was giving it some TLC. So I've already set the timing to top dead center, and this is really important because it will make this whole process hopefully as easy as possible. But now it's time for me to refer to my guide. Following this book and my Haynes manual, it says the next step is to remove the rail bolts, which are gonna be these, all these right here. So it says here that we're gonna find 10 12mm bolts on each rail and a pair of 10mm bolts at the end of each rail. And in the manual, I also have a tightening sequence. So since we are loosening everything, we'll be working backwards. Okay, so they're all loosened. I'm just gonna go ahead and go through with the impact and get them out all the way. According to the book, once the bolts are all removed, the next step is to carefully lift the rails, but it's really important to know which side is the intake side and which side is the exhaust side, and making sure that all the bolts stay exactly where they're supposed to be. So without further ado, let me get this off. I'm gonna start with the exhaust side. Oh wow, that came out a lot faster than I thought. I'm gonna carefully place this down. And then next is the intake side. Carefully place that down. Now that the rails are removed, we have a really good view of the head here. So just taking a look, all the cams are exposed. I'm looking through here, you can see the valve springs. Overall, guys, I think it looks really, really clean. Let me know what you think, but I mean, just for a newbie checking this out, I'm very surprised at how clean and maintained this is. So before I move on to the next step, I wanted to clarify, I actually misspoke. I originally introduced this side as the exhaust side and this cam rail as the intake side, where I actually know that it is flipped around. And for anybody who is new at this, it does actually label that here on the cam caps. So that says IN for intake. On the other side here, it also has an I. And then on this side, you see an E on the cam cap, along with the other side as well, right over here. So just so I don't get confused and I keep everything as organized as possible, I'm just gonna go ahead and label this with an I, just so I know for my own reference. And then this side with an E, so I can go back and put everything the way that it is supposed to go back in, because that is very, very important. So the next step is to remove the cam caps. I already went through and loosened them with a 10mm. So it's really important to get that all squared away. As you can see, they're all loosened here. So now just time for the removal. Now that the bolts are removed, it's time to take off the cam caps. So I started a little bit on this side just to kind of see what I was working with. And I'm using this pry bar just to kind of help get it off because it is kind of stuck. So I wrapped it like so. Oop. Oh, like that. So I have that one. I'm just going to set it there for right now. And then start on this side. Yeah, let me just get these all removed. And again, I'm gonna be keeping them organized right over here on my little mat that is properly labeled. So I spoke too soon again. I'm gonna go ahead and remove these 3 cam caps as well. That's my bad. Now that we have more of the camshaft exposed, we can now remove the cam and the cam gear. Like so. Cool. Awesome. Again, I wanted to make note of how clean the head is, guys. Even the oil looks really, really clean. Again, I am really new to this, so I'm not sure if this is normal, but if it were up to my opinion, I would say that it's been serviced before. People have definitely been in here and did a really good job at maintaining it. So I'm very impressed so far. I am learning so much, and I hope you guys are all learning a lot from me and my mistakes. So the next thing here would be to rubber band these lifters together. So this is actually where I'm gonna end the video today because I need to go get rubber bands. I have some string, but I don't even wanna risk it. I think it would be better just to stick with rubber bands, keep them all uniform, and hopefully free from damaging. Again, guys, I am learning so much. I am actually having a really good time doing this. I don't claim to be any type of expert. Obviously, I'm using books and manuals to help me get through this whole thing. So if you guys have any tips for me that can help make my life easier just from your previous experience, do let me know in the comments down below. If you're enjoying what I'm doing with the engine, please let me know in the comments down below. But I'm really excited to continue on with this project and see the end result. So as always, guys, if you like this video, please show some support and like it down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can turn on that notification bell so that you can get updates on when I'm posting all of my new videos. And yeah, that is all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Until then, QueeenBRZ out.